you don't need $100,000 to buy rental properties. That number is a myth. You do not need hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy rental properties. In fact, most people can buy rental properties for $15,000, $20,000, maybe $30,000 out of pocket. And there are even strategies that allow you to buy rental properties with no money out of pocket. The difference between those who spend a lot of money investing in real estate and those who spend a little bit of money investing in real estate is knowing the numbers. 3 numbers specifically, and today I'm going to show you the 3 numbers that you need to know about yourself that you can use to invest in real estate using little to none of your own money. This is part 1 of a 5-part series where I show you the roadmap to buying your first or next rental property in the next 12 months. If you didn't see the initial video where I lay out these 5 topics, don't worry, I'm going to point you to it at the end. For 99% of real estate investors, their journey stops here. They never get started because the wall of financial fear. You look at a $300,000 property and then you start to do the math and back into a 20% down payment and you say, I don't have the money for that, so I'm not even going to pursue it. You get discouraged and you quit before you start. This is a very common journey, and I talk with a ton of new real estate investors every single day, and this is what a lot of them say. You're looking at the wrong number. Now let's go over the 3 numbers that you need to focus on so you can learn to invest in real estate and buy rental properties. The first one is knowing your score, specifically your credit score. It's not just a number, it's a key that can unlock financing and specifically cheap financing. Your goal is a 740 credit score. And while you can get credit scores at 620 or 680, your goal should be to shoot for that 740 credit score. If you're able to get that credit score, or if you have that credit score, pretty much any type of financing at the lowest rates possible is available to you. And the lower and cheaper your financing is, the more you're going to cash flow. Now, of course, there are ways to buy rental properties not using any credit score, by using creative financing or subject to type properties, or maybe even partnering with someone and using their credit score. But I'm trying to give you the realistic scenarios, not the outliers. So here are 3 ways that you can raise your credit score now. Number 1 is pay down your utilization. The credit score bureaus really want you to be under 30% utilization of your available credit. So if you have a $10,000 credit limit, try to spend $3,000 or less on that specific credit card. This is the number 1 way to raise your credit score as quickly as possible. Number 2, become an authorized user on someone else's credit. Ask a family member that has excellent credit if you can become an authorized user on their account. A lot of people do this with younger people in their teens or early 20s to help their credit score get kicked off the right way, but it can also be used if you're a little more established to help your credit score go up. And number 3 is dispute credit card errors. When I was younger and I was buying my first personal house, I went to get the loan and I had a 625 credit score, even though I never missed a payment on anything. It ended up being several years prior. I went to the doctor when I was in college. I was on my parents' insurance, and there was some bill that they paid that got lost, and it had been hurting my credit for years and I didn't even know it. So make sure to check your credit score and make sure to dispute any errors. Go to annualcreditreport.com. You can pull your credit report for free and dispute errors. It's very, very simple and it works. Number 2, your cash. We need to know your cash situation, and there are 3 main buckets that we want to focus on. You don't need a giant pile of money, but focusing on this will help. Bucket number 1 is going to be your down payment. Again, if you're not using creative financing and you're doing the traditional down payment, you're gonna need anywhere from 3.5% down to 20% down. There are several programs within that I'm not gonna get into right now, but you can get a 3.5% FHA loan if you qualify for that, and that's all you need to put down on a property. Additionally, there are 5% down conventional loans that you can use to buy investment properties. And lastly, you can go the traditional route and end up putting 20% down. If you go with the lower percent down payments, there may be some stipulations, like you may have to live in the property for a year, or you may have to buy a duplex or a triplex and live in one side and rent out the other sides. So you might have to get creative, but just start knowing that you need some money if you're going to go the traditional route of buying rental properties, but it doesn't always have to be 20%. Bucket 2 is closing costs. When you're looking at a property, I would look at about 3% for closing costs. This pays for fees and title work and inspections and appraisals. Some of this may be able to be rolled into your loan, but just know you may have to come out of pocket for some of it. And bucket number 3 is cash reserves. I typically tell people if they can have 3 to 6 months worth of cash reserves, they will be sitting in a pretty good position, especially having just one rental property. You don't need a year of cash reserves, but look at your expenses and try to have in your checking account for your business 3 to 6 months worth of cash reserves, just in case things go wrong. Now, naturally, as you grow in scale and buy more rental properties, you don't need as much in reserves, because if you have 2 rental properties and one of them is vacant, that can be rough on your cash flow. But if you have 10 rental properties and one's vacant, that's not near as bad. And the third number that you need to focus on is your ratio, specifically your debt to income ratio. This number is your total monthly debt payments divided by your gross income. Lenders want to see this number at 43% or less. So if you gross $10,000 a month at income, they want your debt payments to be $4,300 or less, or 43%. This proves to them that you can handle your existing debt plus a mortgage. Now, the ways to fix your DTI to make it where the banks want it are very simple, but not easy. The first would be to lower your debt payments, pay off a car or something like that, or increase your income. If you do one or both of those things, your DTI will improve. All right, here's a plan to help improve all of those numbers and get them to where you want to be faster. Then I get to some creative ways you can do this using none of your own money. If you've seen me online, I'm typically the no money out of pocket guy. I've been able to buy $48 million worth of real estate using none of my own money. But this is the more traditional way that I want to reach more people with, especially because I'm revamping my channel and trying to reach as many people as possible that want to buy rental properties this year with little to no experience. Here's an offensive way and a defensive way to improve your numbers. Number 1 is play defense. Stop the bleeding. Track your monthly spending over the next 30 or 60 days to a T, and I almost guarantee you there's several $100s a month that you can cut away from your budget to improve your DTI, and you can maybe even spend that money towards improving your credit score if you need it, or you can put that money aside as cash reserves. Either way, freeing up some money every single month will help you. The other way, the little bit more offensive way, is to create some type of side hustle to increase your income. You're not going to create any wealth by getting raises, but you can create wealth eventually by creating more streams of income. Real estate's a great way to do that. If you want to learn more side hustles, just comment that below. I can create some videos in the future about that, but wholesaling is your typical one that makes a ton of sense. If you have extra time, you can make a lot of money wholesaling real estate. It does require a lot of effort from you, but it's a great side hustle that you can make extra money with some extra time spent. All right, let's talk about the creative ways to buy rental properties using none of your own money, and then I'm going to give you some homework to do this week that will help you achieve your financial goals by buying rental properties. The best way to buy rental properties using none of your own money is the BRRRR method. I have dozens and dozens of videos about this on this channel, so I'm not going to go into a ton of detail here. If you would like, check out this video up here where I walk you through an actual deal with the BRRRR method. But basically, you're borrowing money from private lenders or hard money lenders to buy a distressed property. You're fixing it up, then you're getting it rented, and then you're refinancing with a long-term lender. If you do all those things correctly, you will have no money out of pocket. However, depending on the lending source, you will need good credit, so that's something that will always be important. All right, your homework. It's simple, and I promise you it will move the needle for you. Number 1, find out what your credit score is if you don't know. Go to getyourcreditreport.com or places like Credit Karma and see what your credit score is. Number 2, calculate your current debt to income ratio. Again, that number is your monthly debt payments divided by your gross income. And number 3, I would suggest opening up a high interest rate savings account and labeling it rental property savings and starting to put money aside in that so you start to build up in a separate account some reserves. Let me know in the comments if you've done all 3 and ask me any questions. I will personally answer them. I want to start a conversation and create a community, and that will help guide what types of videos I make in the future. And one last freebie giveaway. Check out the description to get a link to join my absolutely free online Skool community called Relaunch. There's over 5,000 members in it currently. We're adding hundreds a day because I give away hundreds of free training videos. If you're serious about investing in real estate, download the Skool app and find my Skool community called Relaunch, and the link for that is in the description. I'll see you on the next one.